Hi, my name is Shobhit.
Myself, Nityavardhan Singh.
I'm here to take your interview for our LC project. So can I ask you some questions?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
So first question is, how do you think living in a hostel environment impacts social skills and relationships compared to other living organizations?
Living in a hostel environment exposes us to new people and surroundings, and we get out of our comfort zone. So, in my opinion, if we compare it to the other living conditions like a hostel, like a PG or flat, where we are living with people we already know, it's different. And as we are getting out of our comfort zone, we face new challenges, and that's how I think we
The
live.
second question is, have you ever faced challenges with privacy or personal space in a hostel setting? And if so, how did you handle it?
Actually have faced this on many occasions. Sometimes when I have important meetings or talking to other people, the other people living in hostel just barge in and they create ruckus. So yeah, that does disturb me a lot.
The next question, have you ever experienced homesickness or feelings of isolation while living in a hostel? And if so, how did you cope with it?
The first time I faced this feeling of homesickness was obviously when I first started living in my hostel. Other than that, whenever I come back to my hostel after
Next
living at
question.
home.
Can you discuss the role of hostel staff and management in shaping the overall atmosphere and experience for residents?
The hostel staff and management are the people that a lot of us neglect when giving our review of the hostel. I feel like using the rules and regulations, they keep the hosteliers in check and make sure we don't get carried away with all the freedom we get here at the hostel.
So, my question is, can you describe a positive experience you had in hostel life that contributed to personal growth or development?
When I was initially stuck with dengue about a month after I started living in my hostel, I was helped a lot by other people around me and especially my roommate. That helped me to know the people who would stick with me around for a while at least.
So, my another question for you is, what are some strategies you have used to maintain a healthy balance between socializing and personal time while living in a hostel?
My friend group in the hostel usually sit and talk together after about 10:30 or 11. So whatever work we have, we do that in the time frame before, so that there's obviously a balance between our personal life and the socializing.
So, my next question for you is, have you encountered any instances of conflict or tension among hostel residents, and how were these situations resolved?
There's always at least one annoying person in every hostel, and it's no different in my case either. I have been involved in a few arguments during the time I've lived there, but these things usually settle down after a few days. It's nothing serious.
So, my last question for you is, what are some common misconceptions people have about hostel life, and what would you say to debunk them?
A very common misconception people outside have about the students living in a hostel is that all these students indulge in alcohol and all sorts of drugs. But that's not true for everyone. If you have the willpower and say no to it, you wouldn't be offered it. And again, you will get addicted to it in the long run.
Thank you, Nitya, for your time.
My pleasure.